Help me grow, fast or slow, as long as I know you're digging for gold. Help me learn, soft or stern, as long as I know you're digging for gold. Life's a movie, the ultimate trip. You should have been told you'd be digging for gold. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Digging for Gold. I'm Dan Goldberg, your host. Don't forget, if you want to find us on Spotify, YouTube, or any other audio platform, go to my website, dangoldberg.com. All the icons are at the bottom of the website. And please subscribe to any of them and all of them. Today, this is episode 22. We have Dr. Larry Stone, otherwise, and I'm going to read here because he's got some very impressive stuff. It's Lawrence H. Stone, DDS. He's a good friend of mine, another fellow classmate from high school. He graduated from the Temple University. Cornberg. That is correct. I see it all the time when I drive by it, right, when I'm going to Temple. Cornberg School of Dentistry, former senior assistant dental surgeon, United States Public Health Service, which is one of the 8 uniform services.
Services.
That's correct. Military services, right? Board certified in general dentistry by the American Academy of General Dentistry. Past president of the Montgomery Bucks Dental Society. Former instructor, University of Pennsylvania School of Dental Medicine. Advisory panel, Middle Bucks Institute of Technology. A fellow of the American College of Dentists, a fellow of the International College of Dentists, a member of Warrington Rotary Club. Warrington is an area, a neighborhood in Bucks County, correct? In the Philadelphia area. So I know we have listeners from all over the world, but you should understand that that's a Philadelphia area. Served on 2 Rotoplast missions, currently volunteering at HealthLink Dental Clinic and the Ann Silverman Clinic at Doylestown Hospital. Larry, welcome, my friend.
Thank
you. My brother.
It's a pleasure.
My brother
to be
from
here.
another mother, 224. Today, our subject is fluoride. You all know about fluoride.
This will be the most exciting presentation you've
Incredible. But you're going to learn a lot about fluoride because it's in the water, it was in the toothpaste, it's in all this different stuff, right?
Well, it is and it isn't. That's the issue.
There you go. So we want to learn about fluoride. Tell me, Larry.
Well, fluoride was first discovered. The effects of fluoride was first discovered in the early 1900s by a young dentist, Dr. Frederick McKay, in Colorado. Oh. And he noticed that people living there had some discoloration, some white spots on their teeth, some brown spots on the teeth, but they had no cavities. This was in the early 1900s, and he couldn't understand why that was. So, and I've also, and it wasn't just in Colorado, it was in other states in the country. I've also heard it referred to as West Texas teeth. And
as opposed to West Texas teeth. Different thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he researched this for many years and joined up with G.V. Black, who was many years ago considered the father of modern dentistry. He brought it from a trade to a profession. Right. But in the 1930s or so, they finally put all the facts together and figured out that it was fluoride in the water that was causing not just that was preventing decay in the teeth and causing the discoloration.
But who put the fluoride in the water?
Well, thank you for mentioning that,
because my pleasure.
Fluoride is a not naturally occurring element.
It is.
Yes. Just like calcium or magnesium. And I've even heard people say that fluoride, anti-fluoridation is, arsenic. Well, yeah, in the same respect that it's controlled, the amount of it in the water is controlled by the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA. and they determined what was at that time the appropriate level of fluoride in the water to prevent tooth decay and at the same time not cause discoloration of the teeth.
But how does it get in the water?
You mean in nature?
Yeah, in nature.
It's a naturally occurring element.
So it just,
Yeah.
I mean, it just appears.
Calcium fluoride, it just appears. Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
Right.
It's just there, but it's not there uniformly throughout the country.
I get it. Okay.
But when they discovered the benefits of it, they also discovered, ultimately the appropriate level of
Right.
fluoride that needed to be in community water supplies that would provide protection against tooth decay and at the same time not discolor the teeth.
Got it. Okay.
And the EPA many years ago set the standard at 1.5 milligrams per liter.
Okay.
The World Health Organization has it a little higher for other countries.
Mm-hmm.
But in later, because of it gets a little complicated because our diet has changed since the 50s and 60s, and also we have the availability of all of the over-the-counter products, toothpastes, mouth rinses, and we have these available in the dental practices, topical fluoride treatments of various kinds, and the other aspect of this is that the temperatures are warming, and people are drinking more water.
Okay.
Children, and adults too. So they lowered the limit of fluoride in community water supplies from it was 1.2. I'm sorry if I said 1.5. 1.2 to 0.7 milliliters per liter.
Wow.
Which is approximately 3 drops in a 55-gallon drum. And to overdose on that, you would have to drink, for a 156-pound adult male, you'd have to drink about 90 gallons of water
a day
at once in one sitting to get a toxic dose of fluoride.
So I should cut back. Because I'm drinking a lot more than that. But that's okay.
We're getting into the
right.
The nuts and bolts of it all, but that's what is, and it's important to mention that the water in the United States public water fluoridation in the United States began in 1945 in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And Philadelphia, where we grew up, began fluoridating their water in 1954.
What took us so long? Would they do walk from Grand Rapids or something?
Well, there's that. It is what it is.
Right.
But just things don't happen overnight necessarily.
Right. I know.
But today, almost 3/4 of the United States is benefiting from community water fluoridation.
Okay.
And over 200, which is equilibrates to over 209 million people.
Well,
So
why don't the other quarter of the people or a third of the people have fluoridated water?
There are different reasons. There are many reasons. Number one is you have people like me who live in the middle of nowhere and have a well. So we're not.
Oh, right.
We can't. We can't have a system.
I had a farm. I had a well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, they've done all the numbers on this and have found that it really that it's financially feasible for any community over 1,000. Okay. And the bigger the community, the more cost-effective it is. Mm-hmm. But for communities under 1,000, it's not cost-effective. So what you can do, and when I mean cost-effective, I mean the cost of receiving community water fluoridation for a lifetime is less than the cost of one filling.
Really?
Okay, yes. And the bigger the community, the less the cost is per person.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
So it's less than the cost of one filling?
Yes, to receive community water fluoridation for a lifetime.
Wow. What do they consider a lifetime? 70 years? 75 years?
Whatever.
Okay. So
Whatever.
I will assume that this water is fluoridated.
It isn't.
So it's not? Why not?
No.
How do you know?
Because I checked before I came here, and the water in Jenkintown is provided by Aqua PA, which does not fluoridate its water. And I have to tell you
Wait a
that
minute. That's my water company.
that's correct.
I don't live here.
And it is not fluoridated. And most of the people living in Bucks County, where I am, do not receive fluoridated water. Only there are only a few townships in the lower end of Bucks County, I think maybe Levittown and Bristol, that fluoridate their water. And I've tried to reach out to some of the administrators at the water authorities, and it's a very difficult issue. It unfortunately has become a political issue and not a public health issue as it should be.
Is the water in Philly fluoridated?
Yes.
So Philadelphia has fluoridated water.
Since 1954.
So it's still
fluoridated.
Okay.
So we have over 80 years of experience in fluoridating community water supplies to prevent tooth decay. This gets interesting because, as I mentioned, our diet has changed since then. So and we have these other available avenues to get fluoride, over-the-counter products. And by the way, let me also be clear about this. Public water fluoridation is controlled by the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency.
Right.
But anything over-the-counter, like toothpastes and mouth rinses, or what you receive in your dental practices, is not controlled by the EPA. It's overseen by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Okay. But the pharmaceutical industry has nothing to do with fluoride. That's not their thing.
Really?
It's not a medicine. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's a natural element.
It's true.
Naturally occurring element.
But I'm just processing. I had root canal work done about 6 months ago.
Okay.
If I would have told them not to do that, they could have used that money to fluoridate all of Florida, right?
Well, we're living in this moment now where it's become a political issue. Can I name names? I don't have to, but
you can name names.
RFK Jr. kicked it off by claiming that fluoride causes autism, and now he went, from that to Tylenol causing autism, and now it's unfortunately circumcision causes autism. That's what he has claimed.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, wait a second. If you have, if you're a little older and you're not 8 days old, but you want to get circumcised, and you brush your teeth in the morning, and then take a Tylenol to make sure it doesn't hurt, you're really screwed.
Well, you'd have to discuss that with him.
I'll call him.
Call him, see if he'll do a podcast for you.
I will call him.
But I think it's interesting the reasons why people have said they don't want fluoride in their water.
I want to know that.
All right. In the 1950s, excuse me, I want to just quote this.
No, do it because I was around then.
Yeah, in the 1950s, fluoridation was said to be a communist plot.
It was?
It was. In the 60s, fluoridation was called pollution. During the 1970s, during the Vietnam War, fluoridation opponents capitalized on the popularity of conspiracy theories by portraying fluoridation as a conspiracy among the U.S. government, the dental medical establishment, and industry. In the 1980s, fluoridation opponents claimed fluoride caused AIDS and Alzheimer's disease. I'm not making this up.
What?
In the 1990s, claims of hip fractures and cancer were designed to resonate with middle-aged baby boomers. And with the new millennium, overexposure to toxicity and in association with lead poisoning surfaces common themes. In 2008, discussions about the cost of fluoridation were more commonplace. And then in the 2010s, neurotoxicity became a constant theme with charges of lower IQ and autism. So, and the internet, breathed new life into the fluoridation opponents effort.
Something about, first of all, I got to tell you, the internet, outside of my shows on here, which are beautiful,
yes,
but people believe that stuff. Anything they see on the internet.
Well, I've heard some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And the most recent one, I was at a wedding with a friend of mine for one of our fellow Rotarians, and we were dressed up and having a drink, and he's one of these guys, and he told me with a perfectly straight face that Adolf Hitler put fluoride in the water in Germany to control in the 1930s to control the German population. And
how do you know that? Did he talk to him? How do you know that stuff?
You can't. Well, there's two things. First of all, you can't reason with emotion.
Right.
And I've seen some of these podcasts and these things on Facebook and whatnot on social media, and you have people that they state a few facts, and then they go off the
deep end.
But the people who are listening to it are kind of swept in, and they just buy it hook, line, and sinker. And today you get a lot of people feeling that you're medicating them, or they don't want to be, it's their rights are being abused by adding it. But the truth is that fluoride is no different. Adding fluoride to the water is no different than fortifying salt with iodine, putting vitamin D in milk or vitamin C in orange juice. It's really the same.
And it's interesting because I take multivitamins every morning.
Exactly, but it's your choice.
It's my choice.
Yeah.
Well, can they make a multivitamin that has fluoride?
You can get, I don't know about a multivitamin.
Or just a vitamin.
Oh, yes. You can get pills or drops. And if you're living in a non-fluoridated area, but now this is the important part. And I've in studying this, I've found I learned something new.
Right, I'm learning.
Because I always thought that fluoride in community water supplies only benefited children while their teeth were forming.
Yeah.
Between the age of 6 months and 16 years. So if you're going to provide drops for your children, you need a prescription from your dentist or your physician, your pediatrician, because this is controlled by the FDA, and you take it to the pharmacy and they will give you the medications. Well, they're not medications, technically. Right. But because the FDA wants to make sure you get the appropriate amount. Okay. Because too much of anything could be harmful.
It's true. I agree with you.
When you think about a parent, especially one in the lower income brackets,
right,
laying out money to provide this benefit to their children from the age of 6 months to 13 or 16 years old. Mm-hmm. Not just the cost, but doing that every day and make sure your kids do it. I mean, a lot of parents can't even get their kids to brush their teeth every day or whatever, or clean their room or pick up their toys.
I can't brush my hair.
I used to have hair.
Me too. It's amazing. It is. It swept through our high school class, I guess.
Could it be the fluoride?
Could be the fluoride.
It could be.
Anything.
Well, and that's another issue.
Could be my multivitamin.
Yeah.
Or it could be what we call genetics.
Yes. It could be,
Yes.
but but a lot of people, and this is another very critical issue, a lot of people misconstrue collaboration with causation.
Right.
You understand?
I do.
Do your listeners understand?
Explain it to them. And by the way, I want to interject something. For those of you who don't know, and I would assume that almost all of you know, the FDA is the Food and Drug Administration. It's
Yes.
part of the federal government. Okay.
Yes.
Doctor?
But this is not a drug.
No, it's not a drug. And you know what?
But-
It's interesting because I didn't think of it, and you probably all out there didn't think of it, that it's a natural occurring element.
It's on the chart of elements.
Yeah, like
it's on the chart.
calcium and Einsteinium,
Yeah, whatever.
Dan Goldbergian.
Yeah, right.
How can I get
It's
my
all
name
there.
wrong? Dan Goldbergian
But
element.
it's in. What were we talking about? This is important.
We were talking about the fluoride and the kids putting it, and the parents
Well, it's
of lower
just
income.
Very
not
few people, and this is one of the another reason why it's actually the CDC called public.
CDC is
the Centers for Disease Control.
Okay.
Called in 1998 or 99 said that put out a statement saying that community water fluoridation was one of the 10 greatest public health service advancements in the last century.
Wow.
Because it happens irrespective of a person's ability to afford it,
Right.
or how much water you drink. We all drink water, whether it's at home or school or work. We're
Always
all
drink
drinking water.
We're drinking it now.
Right. But this isn't fluoridated.
No, it's not.
And that brings me back to another issue, which is the fact that I thought, and I'm a dentist, I honestly, until I looked into this more thoroughly, that it was only benefiting children when their teeth were forming. And if they don't get it when the teeth are forming, then it doesn't get incorporated into the enamel and strengthen the enamel to.
Is that what it
prevent
does,
decay.
fluoride?
Yes, it strengthens the enamel. And in the 50s and 60s, it reduced the decay rate by about 60%.
Okay.
Now today, it's about 25%, still significant, but it's been reduced because of the amount, because of the change in our diet. Sodas, processed foods,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
sugars, all of these things
We
in our
normally call
diet.
that crap.
Yes.
We call that crap. And it's interesting because, just as an aside, when I first met my wife, we went shopping in a supermarket. Not a supermarket that we would think of as having mostly organic stuff.
Yeah.
But they had an organic section. And we looked around, and both my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and I looked at each other and we said, there's really no food in this place. It's all processed crap.
Right. Right.
And so that contributed to the negative response of
Right.
fluoride.
Right. But it's still effective.
Yeah, it's still effective. And when I say negative, I mean
Yeah.
the lowering of,
Right.
of its
Right.
efficacy.
So the one
Okay.
thing I do agree with RFK Jr. on is cleaning up our diet.
Right.
I do agree with him.
He called me and said, Larry said that. Okay.
The other thing that's interesting, though, that I found out, and this is even more fascinating, that it benefits adults throughout our life. And the way it does that is it inhibits the bacteria in plaque that not only cause tooth decay, but periodontal disease. Now, there are 700 microorganisms that are indigenous to the human oral cavity. And 12 or 14 of which cause periodontal disease or gum disease, and 2 specifically which cause tooth decay.
Oh, interesting.
And as an adult, when you drink fluoridated water, that fluoride content helps to inactivate the bacteria, those specific bacteria in plaque that cause inflammation and result in gum disease and periodontal disease.
So there's actually a molecular interaction that negates the tooth decay caused by those microbes, basically.
The periodontal disease, which
Yeah.
is one of which is the most common disease known to man.
Wow.
One of my Rotary district was just recently planning a mission trip to Uganda, a dental mission trip, and because there's no dental clinics over there, all they were going to be doing was extractions.
Wow.
1,500 maybe, week or two, 2 weeks maybe. That's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
And they have nothing else available to them. And Rotary International even has a guideline when they go into undeveloped countries and dig wells for people. They even have a guideline on measuring the amount of fluoride in the water as to how deep they're going to dig that well.
From a naturally occurring.
Yes, naturally occurring fluoride. And it's everywhere. Fluoride is in shellfish, it's in foods that we eat, but not at a level that will give us the protection that we want.
I never knew
that we benefit from.
I never knew that it was a naturally
Why would
occurring
you?
element.
Nobody thinks about these things.
I was thinking baseball. I was wondering,
People don't think about the fact in Bucks County that if you don't bring it up, that our water isn't fluoridated. They assume that it is.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to water operators out there, and they told me, one of them told me, that the only calls he gets are from people who are opposed to it, because the few that are the minority, because they don't want it in their water for any one of the irrational reasons that I mentioned earlier.
So Aqua
PA does not fluoridate its water. The North Penn Water Authority does not fluoridate its water. The North Wales Water Authority does not fluoridate its water.
So
none of these places do.
It's a district thing.
It's an issue, yeah.
Yeah, so
unless you're in a big city like Philadelphia.
Yeah, but and what about other states?
Well, we've recently had Utah ban it. Florida has banned fluoride, and personally, I think the physician who's the head of the health department in Fluoride should have his license revoked. Just as Andrew Wakefield had his license revoked. You know who he was?
No.
I have so much to talk about. How are we doing on time?
Oh, we got another month.
Good.
Okay.
Andrew Wakefield was the physician in Great Britain who, in 1998, published the article in the Lancet, or 98, I think, published the article in the Lancet claiming that MMR vaccines caused autism.
Huh. And
10 or 12 years later, all of his research was shown to be false. He was completely debunked. It was found that he had financial interests in other companies, vaccine companies, all of these kind of things. It was as bad as you can get. So,
wait, that's mumps? MMR is mumps,
measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yeah.
Measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yeah.
And so the British Medical Association revoked his license.
Mm-hmm.
He was discredited. He was pretty much kicked out. So you know where he is now?
Here.
Exactly. He's living in Texas, doing the same stuff that he did when he was in England. So this is what you're dealing with. And by the way, I just wanted to point out something for you and our listeners. These papers in front of me, all the facts are all available for free to anyone who wants it from the American Dental Association. All you have to do is go to the website, ada.org, and go to their store and look up fluoride facts, and you can download it for free. It's the only publication they have that's offered for free. It's 140 pages or whatever, 120 pages and 480 references.
About fluoride.
And when I say references, I mean double-blind research studies, peer-reviewed, solid as it gets.
Yeah.
For 80 years. Now, look, it doesn't mean, look, things change. It doesn't mean that someday there might be something that's better than fluoride.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah. The Phillies could win the World Series.
It could happen.
It's possible.
Yeah. But, excuse me. But as of today, fluoride is the best we have at helping to prevent tooth decay and helping to lower your dental care costs. And when I spoke to a friend of mine recently, a colleague,
Right.
about this because he's in this area, practices in this area, and I asked him if he talked to his colleagues about, the fact that people don't want to fluoridate the water, and he just laughed at me and said, "Yeah, he said they're going to laugh all the way to the bank." And the problem is if you get a cavity as a child and you need a filling as a youngster,
Right.
in 20 years it's going to fail. You're going to need to get it replaced.
Yeah.
And then you get a little older, you might need a crown or maybe a root canal.
Right.
So,
So he means that they're going to have to pay down the line.
patients
They're going
are
to have to go to the bank to pay for all the health care.
maybe, yeah. And we
wild.
talked before, the two free clinics I work at, one, you have to have a job to be seen there.
Okay.
One treats, it's just a dental clinic. It treats the working poor
Right.
and veterans.
Okay.
And, I deal with this stuff every day.
Mm-hmm.
And many of the people I treat at both clinics are immigrants
Right.
from other countries, and, obviously. And they're doing all the jobs here, honestly, that nobody wants to do.
That I
You
get.
know that.
Yeah, that I get. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
But and why is this? Well, you mentioned in my introduction, I've been on 2 rotoplast missions. Do you
Right.
know what rotoplast is?
Well, I would assume it's Rotary
It's
members.
a Rotary affiliated organization
Yeah.
that does cleft lip and palate repair.
I
Okay.
lectured. I was the keynote speaker at an operating. Oh my God! What? It just flew out of my head. Operation Smile.
Right.
At
Very
Operation
similar.
Smile.
Yeah,
same
similar.
thing. Yeah,
Same.
for 2 days, 3 days, I think.
Well,
it was.
right.
I think in Virginia. Actually.
The incidence of cleft lip and palate in Central America is 6 times what it is up here. Now, why is that?
It's interesting.
Poor nutrition, genetics, no prenatal care, on and on.
Right.
No dental, I have no dental care, but that wouldn't,
Right.
but, so I see the ramifications of this every day when I treat patients.
Talking about cleft palate.
Yeah.
Okay. Because as I said, I was involved with a group and spoke there.
Mm-hmm.
Once the palate is restructured, okay, the operation is done, and the lips are done, who does the dental work? Because a lot of times
Dentists.
they have to restructure
Yeah.
especially the upper
Yeah.
palate.
It depends. In this country, if they need dental work,
Right.
it's dentists or extractions. Oral surgeons, oral maxillofacial surgeons, head and neck surgeons do that treatment here. And I've been to CHOP to observe
Right.
some procedures. But you don't see anyone walking around here with a
Right.
cleft palate.
And
Sometimes you'll see a cleft scars from a
Yeah.
cleft lip repair.
Of
but
course.
those things are diagnosed at birth and treated the first year of a child's life.
Yeah.
In poor countries, the oldest patient we treated for a cleft lip, I think, was 63.
Wow.
So their whole life. Usually they do the cleft lip first. They don't do them at the same time. They'll do the cleft lip first, and
Then they do the palate?
They'll do the palate at another time.
So it's more cosmetic.
That's cosmetic
beginning,
in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
But from a functional point of view, they will do the palate later. But they're not. It's a soft tissue repair. It's not necessarily a bone.
Right.
Not replacing the hard palate, but
Right.
a soft tissue repair. But usually their dentitions are in pretty bad shape, and that's not something you can easily fix. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not going to get orthodontic treatment if they need it, like up here.
Right.
You know, we're the only country in the world that has white teeth, that has a thing for white teeth the way
Right.
we do.
Right.
You know?
To the point almost of absurdity.
Yes, exactly.
It's
yes,
I'll
it is.
never forget, I went to a dental office as a patient,
Right.
and I don't know what it was for a cavity or cleaning or whatever.
Right.
And they were talking about a patient who had implants, and they said,
Right.
"Oh yeah, she has toilet bowl white teeth."
Yeah, that's what we used to call it.
Toilet bowl teeth.
Toilet bowl,
And I
yeah.
see it now. It's
Yes.
so prevalent
Right.
that it's almost
Well,
unnatural.
There's two kinds of cosmetic enhancements. There's natural, and then there's the Hollywood smile.
Yeah.
And when you see the Hollywood smile, you can tell the difference
Yeah.
because it's unnatural.
It's unnatural.
No, yeah, it's unnatural.
There's a fella in I don't want to say the company, but I see on TV for commercials,
Right.
and his smile is so unnatural,
Right.
and his teeth are so unnatural that I looked it up
Yeah.
on Google,
Yeah.
and all these people are writing about what's up with that guy.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
What create off the fluoride subject
Yeah,
for a little
right,
bit?
yeah.
But what created that? I mean, was it so
It's
egocentric?
I think
that-
it's promoted by business interests in this
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know, the labs that people that manufacture veneers and do the lab work. And
It's weird to
make
me. Maybe to other
yeah.
people it's not weird, but it's weird to
No,
me.
It is weird. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I hope I'm not revealing too much, but all my teeth in the front are veneers.
Really?
Yeah, but they're not Hollywood veneers. I didn't want that.
I get it.
You know, I needed to have that done, but I didn't want to look like a freak. You know, in my opinion, I prefer the natural look.
Yeah.
But you know, but I would provide people with whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
get
it's
it.
their choice.
Right.
You know, so I see the argument for people that want to keep fluoride out of the water. I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's a public health measure, and it's not hurting anyone.
It's crazy.
You know, when they treat water treatment plants, they have to, you know, make sure the water doesn't have bacteria in it and stuff, so they're putting chlorine in it and other stuff like that. So, you know,
Wait.
I think,
I got to
you
ask
know,
you about that.
yeah.
So, in other words, chlorine is in our water?
I think there's some. I'm not sure that the actual process of doing this is beyond my area of expertise.
I get you.
You need to talk to an actual, and it's a process, but it's out of my area of expertise. How it's done.
Yeah. But the elements in water. It's interesting because I dated a woman named Chlorine, but she was very no
Wait a minute, wasn't that
problems
a
with
wet
her.
dream or something?
Chlorine. It was a country song, if I remember.
Oh yeah,
correctly.
that's right.
Yeah.
Didn't what's that? That's
Johnny Cash.
Oh, Johnny Cash. I
Chlorine.
thought, what's her name? The blonde from Nashville, the big country star.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. I thought.
Dolly and I spoke.
Yeah.
And she said, "No, Dan, I didn't do chlorine, but it was close. It's
Colleen?
No. It's Jolene.
Jolene, yeah.
Jolene.
Yeah, she spoke at, not Dolly Parton performed at a dental conference in
Really?
Nashville.
She was great. I was just talking to her the
I
other
love
day.
that woman. She's
She's great.
terrific.
She spoke very highly of you, by the way.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Oh, that's very kind
She
of
said,
her.
Larry Stone's coming on the show. I said,
was
yeah.
very kind of
Tell
her.
him I said hi.
Thanks. Give her my regards.
I will. I'll call
Yeah.
her after the show.
She's terrific.
She
And
is
Taylor
terrific.
Swift's lovely, too. I like
She's
Taylor
from around here, Taylor Swift.
Swift. Now she is from Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
but
she's from Reading.
She
She's
just
from
bought
Reading.
a
Why am I
home
missing?
out my way.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's moving in.
Yeah, she owns about 11 homes in the country, from what
Really?
I understand. But she's the greatest.
You tell her I said hi.
Remind me after we're done. I'm going to remind me. I have a picture I want to share with you. But
okay, you didn't hear that, folks. You didn't hear that.
It's okay. It's okay.
So let's get back to
fluoride.
Yeah, fluoride. And it's interesting because you're bringing some stuff up that I never knew. Okay, and look, I'm a doctor, but not that kind of doctor. When you go on an airplane and somebody says, "Is there a doctor here?"
Right.
I say, "Yes, but I can only tell you what books to read."
Right.
Okay. It's naturally occurring, so that must mean that the water supply gets just through natural progression.
Through elements.
The water comes through the mountains, it comes to the streams, and the runoff of fluoride from those elements is already in the water.
Yes, it is, but it differs from state to state.
Yeah.
And that's why it was very high out in Colorado and some states out west Texas, and some areas don't have any.
That's bizarre.
Like areas in Pennsylvania. It's not bizarre.
I was kidding. It's not bizarre at all.
No, it's not bizarre.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And, I think in areas where there's too much, it needs to be moderated. But even in those areas, there's really very little long-term health effects. There's
of too much fluoride?
It's very minimal. They've done studies. You can have skeletal fluorosis.
What's that?
When fluoride gets into the bones. But they did a study in one area of the country where the fluoride content was very high, and out of 170,000 subjects they tested, there were only 23 that had skeletal fluorosis. And I'm not a physician, so I really can't tell you what it is, skeletal, what the medical implication of that is. But even if it's too high, it's not something that people need to really be afraid of.
It's interesting.
But because you can't tell me that like in these claims that it causes low IQ and or autism, you can't tell me that all the people in Texas or Colorado are stupid or that they have they're autistic.
I will say this. I will say this. We that we went to at the time it was the #1 rated academic public high school in the country.
Yes.
Okay? And I can almost guarantee you that and it was all male, so every young man that was at that high school was intaking fluoride in
all
their
of us
toothpaste. Yeah,
all
every single one.
We drank it our whole lives.
Drank it. We used toothpaste. Now they say no fluoride on the toothpaste, but our whole life we use fluoridated toothpaste.
Right.
And we all went to the #1 act. So
thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome. It's bizarre to me.
It is bizarre to me too.
Yeah.
And I've looked at some of the arguments online and in writing, and every single one of them have been debunked. And I just don't understand it. I think maybe people do it because they want to attract attention to themselves and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing it because they have a Facebook site or something, and they're getting ads on it because the more people watch it, they get ad money, and they're making money from it. But rationally, I can't understand it. I really don't understand it.
It will be interesting. We're on Spotify, and we're also on Facebook, and we're on Apple Music, and we're on everything that you can imagine. Instagram, yeah. And especially on the YouTube channel, I want to see the comments we get about fluoride. That will be interesting, and the pro and con comments, because I can't really, after you and I speaking, Larry, I can't imagine somebody having a anti-fluoride opinion to the point where I understand people do, okay?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
your explanation is so in-depth and specific. I mean, just the fact, this is the 20th time I've said this here, that I'm realizing fluoride is a natural occurring element, which I should have realized, but because I looked at the periodic table for all those years at Central. But
Well,
yeah,
and
it's
80 years of research, 80 years of, we've been doing this.
right.
We would have known, I think, if there was an issue. And the ADA, the American Dental Association, is not the only scientific association that is looking at this or endorsing it. The American Academy of Pediatric Medicine.
Right, that makes sense.
I mean, even the what is it, the toxicology
Right.
group, National NTP, National Toxicology Program, I think is what it is, find no issues with water fluoridation at the EPA recommended level.
Because it's a natural occurring thing.
Yeah, and remember, to get a toxic effect, you would have to drink at this level. You would have to drink, people are 90 gallons of water.
As I said,
know?
I'm going to have to
And it's
lower
all
my
monitored, right?
lower my intake from
So
100
I
from
just
100.
don't understand. And it does, I've heard, all these other things, the pineal gland, kidneys, all this other stuff. They've looked at everything,
Wow.
all of it.
Well, it would be interesting if it's in Colorado, where my daughter is, and my three of my grandchildren, and their wives. It would be interesting to know if there was a study on Native Americans in Colorado and other states that have naturally occurring fluoride, and what the results are.
Yeah. The problem is, the problem is, you have to even out all the comorbidities, all the cofactors. So, like I said,
Right.
correlation does not equal causation.
Correct.
So studies that have come out in places that are highly fluoridated, like India and China, some areas of India, China,
Yeah,
and some
naturally
other countries.
fluoridated?
Naturally fluoridated.
Really, in India and China?
Sure, it's not just U.S.
No, I don't mean that. I mean
yeah.
that it's just naturally fluoridated, not added.
Correct.
Okay.
And but you have to take into consideration all the other possible cofactors in determining what could possibly cause a problem. And that's why a lot of studies, get debunked in the end. It's like, the classic one is like, did you know that eating more ice cream causes drowning?
I didn't know that, but there's somebody I got to tell that to.
Yeah, but it's because when it gets hotter, people eat more ice cream. But when the temperatures go up, more people go swimming too. But the two have nothing to do with each other. You understand?
I went to high school. I figured that one out
With
on my
me,
own. With you. Yeah.
I'll tell you another one. Since you brought up our high school, I remember very clearly in 10th grade, one of our professors, I can't remember, it was history maybe or something, proved to my class, beyond a shadow of a doubt, using logic, that pigs can fly.
I never thought
So,
of that. I never thought of it that way. They can fly when they're thrown off a mountain, but only for a very short amount of time.
Yeah, right. But am I clear? Am I trying to? Am I
You are
make this
clear.
point?
And the interesting thing is that your causation analysis is very enlightening, because the reality of it is, if we had naturally occurring fluoridated water,
Yeah.
okay, and didn't eat the crap we eat, right? That would really validate the fact. That's why I wanted to know about the Native Americans, okay?
Right.
But that it works. Or, as you said at the very beginning,
It still works, just not as much as
as it used to, because
we eat more crap now.
we eat more crap.
Yeah,
And that
right.
crap is filled with crap.
Right.
That can
Yeah.
screw up your teeth.
Yeah. Now, that being said, also 2% of the population in the country is caries free.
Caries free.
They have no cavities
Oh,
because
really?
of genetics, because of other
Yeah.
things. So some people don't get tooth decay for a variety of reasons.
It's very interesting.
Genetics, diet, good home care, frequent dental visits, whatever it is, but 2%.
Wow.
So when you do these studies, everything has to be parsed
Yeah.
out.
It's very interesting.
But I mean, the benefits from preventing tooth decay include not just freedom from dental pain, which incidentally is one of the 3 worst pains in the world,
Just went through it.
and I might add that that toothaches and dental abscesses in children is one of the top 2 or 3 reasons for absences in elementary schools.
Wow.
And that's been confirmed. It's not just it's statistics, but it's also been confirmed to me by one of the elementary school principals in my area.
Huh.
But freedom from dental pain, a more positive self-image.
And
Because
that-
what's the first thing you notice when you meet someone?
their smile,
Their
their
smile.
teeth.
That's
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Fewer missing teeth, fewer cases of poorly aligned teeth aggravated by tooth loss, fewer teeth requiring root canal treatment,
Root canal.
reduced need for crowns, bridges, dentures, and implants, less time lost from school or work because of dental pain on our visits to the dentist. And by the way, the cost of our economy each year from dental problems requiring people to skip work is estimated to be $6 billion.
That doesn't surprise me.
And,
it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money.
And so also, and this is almost also universal in communities that have had fluoridated water, and for whatever reason decided to stop fluoridating the water, the decay rates have zoomed up, and many of them have now reinstituted fluoride. So, for example, as a Rotarian, our annual international meeting this year was in Calgary, Ontario, Canada. Calgary, for whatever reason, decided to stop fluoridating their water around 2010. And in the following 10 years, not only did the decay rate shoot up, but the number of children requiring general anesthesia to treat dental problems increased by 700%.
Wow.
You know how much it costs to put a child under general anesthesia to do dental care? A lot.
A lot.
So they reinstituted it, 2024, I think. Calgary reinstituted it.
Crazy.
And this has happened across the country. In neighboring towns, but any town any community that has taken fluoride out of the water has experienced this.
So let me ask you something. Since we both live in areas
Yes.
that don't fluoridate the water,
Yes.
how do we get fluoride into the water? And
Into the water?
or into our system? into
you
our
don't
bodies.
You don't want it in your body. You don't need it in your body
Right.
anymore. You it would benefit you to drink it by
I get it.
controlling the plaque a little bit.
So
but
it's really about your mouth.
for us adults.
Yeah, it's about your mouth.
Well, it's about that for the kids too. But while the teeth are forming, they
Right.
need to get it into their systems. But I use fluoridated toothpaste once a look. I'm a freak. I brush and floss my teeth every time I eat. My dad lost his teeth. My grandfather before him lost all his teeth. Here I am, a dentist. I don't want to lose my teeth.
I agree with you.
I brush and floss every time, just about every time I eat. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After, not before. And I always floss before I brush.
Right.
And up and down, not in and out. Up and down.
Up and down, right, up and down.
Not in and out. And, my wife says that we have, you know what the secret to a successful marriage is?
Yes.
Separate sinks. You have, right? All right?
I knew you were going to say that.
Separate
yes.
sinks.
Yes.
She
yes.
says my sink is like a dental proving ground, like a dental test ground, because I have all of the power toothbrushes and all the toothpastes and mouth rinses, and I have it all. Every type of flosser and interproximal brush, I have it all.
You gotta send me all the things you have so I know what to buy.
Well, it's really specific to the patient, though.
Oh, okay.
So what I use may not be appropriate for you.
I get it.
So, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera. But what do you call it? One thing I know is that I haven't lost my teeth. I know exactly where they are.
Right.
Right in my mouth.
Right. And I haven't lost my marbles either. Not
yet. No, not yet. But you know where they are. They're in that little pouch.
I'm a marble collector.
Yeah?
Since I was a kid, and I make marbles now too.
You do?
I'm a flame worker. Yeah, that's my hobby.
Wow.
Flame working.
So with glass?
Yes.
You make
Glass. Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Marbles
I like that.
sometimes, yeah.
Wow, he hasn't lost his marbles.
Well,
and he knows where his teeth is.
Yeah.
Now, how can you beat that? And he taught us all, those of you who were not aware of this, that fluoride is a natural occurring element.
right.
And that when you take it out of your water or your toothpaste or your life completely,
Yeah.
your dental problems increase significantly. Larry Stone.
Correct.
I want to thank you for being here, for
My
teaching
pleasure.
us all the things that you've taught us.
My pleasure.
Dr. Stone, DDS. We normally don't say doctor and DDS. It's either Dr. Stone or Lawrence Stone, DDS. But however you call yourself or we call you, I really want to thank you because it's been an educational and entertaining Digging for Gold episode number
Thank you
22.
for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Larry, thanks, man.
All right.
Okay? Take care. And if you have any questions or comments,
call
put
him.
them down below. Put them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channels, Digging for Gold on Spotify and all the other audio panels, platforms, and at Dan.Goldberg on YouTube. See you next time on Digging for Gold.